Mrs. U here, Diane, for those of you who don't know me. I know it's been a while since I recorded a podcast or any other sort of video. I've been trying to, I just have constant interruptions. But today I'm here just to go through or to talk about you. I'm here to talk to you about two new things that are happening in Mrs. U Makes, and that's the stitch marker clubs. Sorry, it's the first time I've ever recorded in a car like this, so I'm just a bit aware that people and cars are going around, so excuse me if I do look around a bit. But yes, we have two new clubs starting in Mrs. U Makes, and they are both stitch marker clubs. I've been wanting to do clubs for a while now, but just not knowing what to do exactly. And being part of the Fab 8 collaboration hosted by Lady Diane's is what kind of inspired me to give this a try. So because in terms of stitch markers, I make polymer clay stitch markers and stitch markers using semi-precious stones and Swarovski crystals, I wasn't sure which direction to go in. I didn't want to have it too mixed up, so I decided to do two separate clubs. With the just lower this a little bit, I don't know if you can hear it. With the polymer clay club, I've decided to go down the route of having calling it the treats jar club. So you know, when growing up at home you had that jar or canister or container that had the biscuits and sweets and whatever kind of treats you had in your house. That's what the treats jar club represents. So with that, you will get a glass jar or vial, a miniature one about that size, and inside that I will make very miniature polymer clay treats, which could range from anything such as biscuits, cookies, cakes, pastries, whatever, sweets, or candy, depending on what I'm able to make as my skills develop, and what I feel would be best for that particular month. So the jar itself will be filled with those treats, and it has a cork on top of it, and then it will be hanging off a progress a lobster clasp, so you can be used as a progress keeper for crocheters and knitters, and that will be accompanied by a single stitch marker that will be a little bit larger, well, yes, than the actual treats inside, well, a lot larger than the treats inside, and that will be something to accompany the mini treats that are inside the jar, and that also can either be put on a lobster clasp or a jump ring stitch marker, depending on which you prefer. So it's open to both knitters and crocheters. So yes, every month there will be a different item available. The sign-ups have already opened for April, and then they will close at the end of April, or hold on, somebody I know was walking past. Has she noticed me? I think she has, I don't know. Okay, maybe not, she's walking her dog. Might just seem a bit weird, me sitting in here talking to the phone. Okay, I don't think she noticed. Right, so yeah, sign-ups will close at the end of April, and items will go out in the second week of May. So sign-ups are limited just because it's the first one at the moment. I just want to see how long it will take to make everything, but for now I'm limiting the sign-ups, and then as the months go on I might increase them if there is interest in the clubs. Yeah, so the May one, you can sign up for that. If you head over to there's two ways at the moment you can do that. You go to Instagram, my Instagram account at Mrs. U Makes, and there's a link in there that will take you through to the form to fill in for the May sign-ups. Just fill out your details there, and then you'll be sent an invoice in order to secure your place. The other method for you to sign up is through the Etsy store, Mrs. Unimake's Etsy store. With that, you can sign up and pay at the same time, and then I'll send you the form to fill in just to get details on what type of club you prefer, whether it's a knitting and crochet type of club. So that's the May Treats Jar Club. The other club is the Birthstone Club. Now with this, I was worried about calling it the Birthstone Club because I didn't want people to think that, I didn't want it to make it seem as if you could only, or make people feel that they would only get the club if that was their particular birthstone. But in order with I wanted the gems or stones that were used for that, for each one to have a specific meaning or purpose. So I just thought that was the best route to go with, instead of just having random ones. So I've just gone with birthstones for each month. So for May, the birthstone for May is emeralds. And with the Birthstone Club, you will get one progress keeper and at least, I think I said at least three accompanying stitch markers to go with that. And again with that, it's available for both knitters and crocheters. So the accompanying stitch markers will either be on smaller lobster clasps in relation to the progress keeper. The progress keeper for both clubs will be the large French style, I think it's referred to a French lobster clasp or something like that. And then the stitch markers will have the smaller trigger clasp that you usually have on necklaces and bracelets and things. And for the knitters, they will get the same progress keeper with the large French lobster clasp, and they will get at least 3 accompanying stitch markers that have the soldered jump ring with it. For the Birthstone Club, you will get everything in there will either be a semi-precious stone or it will be a Swarovski crystal. And the findings used, where possible, will be sterling silver or gold-plated sterling silver. So this one, I'm trying to make it towards the highest standard possible. So unless something isn't available in sterling silver or gold-plated sterling silver, that's the only time when I will use gold-plated or silver-plated findings. But everything where possible will be of the highest quality. With both, the price for both clubs is the same. So it's £10 for as the basic UK rate, and shipping is included in that. For international buyers, it is £12 for the clubs. However, with the Birthstone Club, there's an extra charge of £1.50 for crocheters, just because of the lobster clasp that are being used for the accompanying stitch markers. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why for that particular club there is a difference in price between crocheters and knitters. But with the Treats Jar Club, it's the same. The price is the same for both knitters and crocheters, £10 and £12 international. And for the Birthstone Club, £10 for knitters, £11.50 for crocheters, and £12 for that's within the UK. And for international is £12 for knitters, and that will be £13.50 for crocheters international. So yeah, that's both clubs. I hope I've given all the information. And again, for that, sign-ups are already open, and it's the same method either through Instagram or through Etsy. And sign-ups will close at the end of April and will go out again also in the second week of May. And then the sign-ups for the June club for both of them will open up in May. So yeah, I hope it's something that you will all be interested in being a part of. I'm very grateful for the support I've had from people, especially since being part of the Fab 8 collaboration. So if this is something that does take off, well, I'm hoping and praying it does take off, and as the months go on, I can get more ideas of what things to put inside the jars, and then once the year is over, think of other ideas for clubs. So it will just continue with different clubs being started. Yeah, I think that's all I can say for now. Let me check the time. I have a parent-teacher meeting with one of the teachers for Little Miss, so that's why I'm in the car. I'm just sat outside their school. There's no point going home because of the time. Oh, my neck, this hair is breaking. Because of the time the meeting starts, there wasn't much point in going home. But yes, anyway, it would be great if you could sign up to the club. I do appreciate all the support I've had so far. And oh, before I go, I've added a few new items to the shop. I'm hoping to be able to record when I get home. Most likely, that depending on how long this meeting is, it might be once I've picked up Little Miss. I don't think I'm going to have any other interruptions or people milling around the house, which I will explain when I do record. So yes, I should be able to do a recording later today. I do have a lot to show, not in terms of finished objects. I don't really have any finished objects because, again, so busy. But just in terms of goodies mainly, and talking a little bit about our trip to Barcelona. So yeah, those are the 2 clubs taking place at Mrs. You Makes. So head over to Instagram, head over to Etsy, and get yourself signed up. Bye.